Thanks. Up next, number 7, Chelsea Doherty.
I'm going to sit on the shorter one. Okay, so I'm going to read 2 poems that I have in collage. The first one is called All Things Happen For, and it is for my dad. Flecks of mustard on the trim of my father's mustache wiggle as he moves his thin lips to tell me things about being Christian that Jesus might not have liked, like karma and coming back, as snails or trees or cripple. My mother had stood in the white-on-white hallway where slits of sunlight cut crescents on her hands, and the doctor said for once, an honest thing, that the baby might not live, but he did. And he woke up broken, even though he'd never know that. My father eats only cheeseburgers when he sees me, wiping the grease from his square fingers on the starch of the paper towels in his lap. He tells me things he doesn't like to mention in open spaces, like sidewalks, high schools, the family room where my brother fell on a toy drum when his brain stopped talking to itself, even sunlit kitchens. It takes cheap meat to tell me what he believes, that my brother never learning to speak was a godsend, because God heard what my father said to a woman who worked in his office some years back. Clicking the keys at her desk, he would snort and call her short bus when she drove her minivan home, since he knew her retard brother lived in her apartment, eating only what she could make him, spending most of the day inside a brain that couldn't speak a language. My father knew it made her vision fuzzy to say nothing back, to sit and fill his schedules in with the names of important people. And God heard this, told Jesus to take a few notes, which he then transcribed as karma. Eyes like plexiglass, my father says he carries this with him every day, like a rock that chips a window, a skipping pebble, a boulder, a wishing stone rubbed smooth by frantic fingers, or a diamond won by blood, some sand he hadn't meant to keep from years of slow erosion he hadn't meant to notice. I scoop up French fries, fistfuls of salt drying out my tongue, my eyes on the creases in the napkin he holds, now far worn out past its use, as I cough out that thing I don't believe. This is the other one. It is called The Kings of River Mukbang. Only the homeless and the nominal witless ride the shuttle up and down the downtown tracks, the little cars stuck to black cables, their wheels like great slabs of styrofoam slicing each other, squealing, mouths sucking to the metal ridges that tell them once they're there, at the end there, to go back. My brother laughs in the back seat, nothing too funny, his lack of speech enough to make of him a witless, his blue eyes dulled to silence. He plugs his ears with his fingers while old men sitting trackside tell me they think, through tinsel teeth, I'm worth a fuck. I can hear our parents' voices, separate tones of the same shade. A waste of money, that damn shuttle, groans that echo in the pregnant bellies of church basements, swollen with silt as the river Mukbay. We live on the other side of the water, high on a hill, hidden among same-faced houses made by the people who do that sort of thing, the homes without the mountain view. There is nothing urban about us. Even my mute brother in public school, only because private schools don't have the programs. People like us barely make sense in the museums that sit clustered on downtown's lowest streets, gaining weight. Inside the car, my mother looks out and comments on the city's fixes, while my brother hums in the back, to music we don't hear, and she says not to forget to lock the doors, even though we've been to these stores many times before this shopping venture. We've known for a while now that God also lives on the highest hill, sometimes trekking over to downtown to buy an antique dress or something to make his brain fuzzy on Mondays. The rest of the week is spent telling his kids not to forget to take the freeway to keep out of Little Vietnam. No international district, just a bunch of lowlifes with no English and a couple guns. That way there might be a chance to make it to the mall off exit 130, where North Shore closes late, thank God.